Hello everyone. For part 2 of Advanced F2L, I'm going to be going over partial edge control techniques that I actually use during my solves. So I didn't just go out and find some tricks to put in this video, I actually use all of these during my solves. So let's get into it. Partial edge control means to avoid dot cases for your last layer or to orient all of the edges. So in this case, you could do a sledgehammer to orient all the edges instead of doing the regular insert. And if you had a dot on top for that case and you did a sledgehammer, you would orient two edges and not be left with a dot case. So I'm going to start off with this F2L case, and if your edges is a line, then what you can do is this algorithm, which I did show in the other video. Alternatively, instead of the M turns, you can do wide turns here, and it accomplishes the same thing. Now here, if you have the cross on top, you should insert it 2gen using only R and U. So what I do is this, and then solve this F2L case. And again, a bit faster. So now if you have two edges oriented and one of the edges is touching this corner, then you can do the same thing and pair them up. Then from here, you can do a sledgehammer. And lastly, if the two oriented edges are over here, then you have two options. And you can really do either one from either way you face. So like from this way or from this way, they will both work. So the first one is to do the standard, which is like this. And that pairs them up like that. Or like from this angle, just like that. And then rotate to insert or do F turns. And then the other option is from here, you can do a sledgehammer with them over here. And that pairs them up like this with the edges oriented. And if you were facing this way, you would just do a reverse sledgehammer and then insert them from here. So at least for me, how I normally insert this case is with the M insert, but if there's only one oriented edge and it's at the back, then that will leave you with a dot case. So only for this case, if there's like one edge here oriented or only one edge here oriented, I will still do my standard. I don't have like a way to orient all the edges for those ones. But then if it's at the back, then I will do something else. Like if I'm facing this way, then I will do that. And if I'm facing this way, I could do the 2gen insert. Just basically, I want to preserve the edge and prevent the dot case. So when your last slot is this horrible monstrosity, what you can do, you can take it out one of two ways, either this way like that, or this way. And either way works, just like whichever way you're facing, whichever way is easier. And you want to put the bad edge on the front when you do it, so like this. And if you were going the other way, then you want to put the bad edge on the front here and do this. That way, when you insert this 2gen, then you will preserve all the edges. And if you do it this specific way, then make sure you don't do that afterwards, because you'll misorient the edges. Instead, to insert this, you want to do it like this, or just any way that's 2gen. It doesn't have to be exactly like that. So when you get this case and there's only one edge oriented on top, and there are only two cases, either one edge oriented or three edges oriented, and if there's one on top, then what you should do is hold it so this corner faces to the side, like not facing the front. So like this, and then put the oriented edge at the back and take it out like this, then do this algorithm. And it orients all the edges. And you can mirror that, and it was like mostly 2gen, like it used RU and wide Rs, which means you can do it from the back just as easy. You just have to practice it. And lastly, here are some algs that I don't use specifically for edge control, but you could use it for edge control. It's just I use them when it's easier to insert this way. So for this case, if you're holding it in the way so that this edge is not oriented, so like this, then, and normally I only do it for the back slot, then you would normally have to rotate, but there's a really fast way to insert this, and that's like this. And then for this one, where it's just a regular insert, if I'm doing it from the back and I know I'm going to have to insert it this way and I normally have to rotate to insert, then what I do is this. So that one is especially useful when it's something like this case. So I just have this one and this one going into the back slot. And normally if I paired it up here, I'd have to rotate to insert it. So like it's usually specifically for a case like this that I would use the wide insert. So right after I pair it, I know that I'd have to rotate. So instead I just go straight into this. And it's still quite easy to look ahead afterwards. And that's it for this video. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and I will see you next time.